Today is April 6th. The Yankees are 500, 2 wins, 2 losses. We've been through a week of baseball. Let's dissect it and see how we feel. Let's talk Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy.
John Boy and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, semen, hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talkin' Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talkin' Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us. A little midweek episode, not a series recap. A little more time for us to talk, expand our brains a little bit. It's brought to you by DraftKings. As always, my name's Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake in the corner. We got Bug Dude looking nice. It's a nice hoodie. Nice Yankees lightweight summer hoodie.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to wear it in a long time.
I love lightweight summer hoodies. They're nice. Jake, how are you doing? Snapping curves?
James, David Mendelson producing everyone live in the chat right now. How about it?
How about it?
Tuesday afternoon, Yanks, babe. That's what it's all about. Doing well, man. I mean, Tuesday monster always lurking, but we're battling. We're going to get through. And, yeah, we've seen almost a dose of Yankees baseball. Like you were saying before this, we haven't seen Tyone. So we'll get a full taste of the Yanks rotation all the way through. That'll be tomorrow night. Live streaming, drinking JMO, watching JMO, getting weird with the beard. Us and BBD. So
getting nude with the food.
So excited for that. And, yeah, excited. Man, we're going to chew a little meat off the bone today, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chew the fat. Rich people used to do that. It just used to be like a snack because the old Roman times were pretty boring. They just pass the uncooked bacon around, chew the fat. Anyway, this episode of Talking Yanks is brought to you by Angelo, Josh Conklin, Lonnie, Sean Monast, Chris Zeno, Chris Took, Daniel Finaro, Magnus Castillon, Grace Harris, Luca, and John, our most recent patrons. Appreciate you guys very much. Patreon.com/JohnBoyMedia.
Zendino the Great.
All right, Jake. So what we decided to do here, there are some people that I think we want to have bigger conversations about than other players, but it's so early that nothing really matters or doesn't matter because it's only been 4 games. We're going to go down the lineup and just say, what do we got about this guy? What do we got about that guy? What do we got about? And some will be bigger conversations, and some will probably just breeze right on through.
Yeah, a little check-in. You know, there's obviously a couple topics. I think when we get to a couple of the guys, you can probably assume Glaber. There's going to be some conversation points, but yeah, we'll check some boxes along the way. A little early season pulse check, what we've liked, maybe what we haven't liked.
Yes. If we've got any thoughts.
Pulse of the Yankees, Brett
Gardner. All right, let's start it off. Let's go down the lineup, and leading off is your balls. Shave them with the Lawn Mower 3.0 trimmer from Manscaped. It's the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created. Jake has one, uses it morning, afternoon, and night. You will never find Jake not freshly groomed.
It's tight.
You see him on the street, pull his pants down, check it out. You will be rewarded with a perfectly groomed situation. I'm not going to give away what it is down there.
The landing strip.
Oh, it's a landing strip. Okay. For planes to land. He actually has toy airplanes, and you just like a little runway, a little plane. Yeah, so anyway, get 20% off and free shipping with the code YANKS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use code YANKS to strike out your pubes. Manscaped.com. Code Yanks. Oh, some new notes on the sheet here. It says April is also Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. Manscaped has partnered with the Testicular Cancer Society to bring awareness to testicular cancer, men's health, and early cancer detection. So this is actually a very important message. Tom Green taught me this when I was in my formative years because he was going through testicular cancer, and he made a song about it. And it's like, touch your balls, forget how it went. But there was a whole song BBD Tom Green made about making sure you check for lumps and stuff in your balls. So don't be shy. Touch yourself.
Check it out down there.
We don't want anyone getting into a dangerous situation.
If you don't feel comfortable doing it, I will.
I've never been down there before, but
well, check it out.
It's worth checking out.
Check it out.
You'd like it.
Yeah, you would. All right, let's go right down the lineup. DJ LeMahieu, Jake. I can read off some stats for you. DJ LeMahieu has a 286 batting average. He's got a 474 on base percentage. The slugging is awful. No extra base hits yet. So the OPS is also not great, but I don't think we care.
No, man. DJ's been DJ. He's a 2 double game away from all of his numbers being fine. He's gotten walked a lot. He actually leads the team in walks right now. The defense has looked fine. I think, has DJ given you any reason that we should talk about him? No.
2 out of the
Good
4.
job, DJ.
2 out of the 4 games he got on base 3 times.
Yeah.
So nope.
5 walks, 1 strikeout. How about that?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked seeing his swing yesterday. It was the first one where I thought he did that. Let the ball travel, punch it in between the first baseman and there was runners on base when it happened. I like that. That's the swing. I think I tweeted it out because I was like,
he's here.
I like seeing that swing.
He's here.
All right, next up, batting second,
Big.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
His numbers are really good. He's got a 294 batting average, a 333 on base percentage, 471 slugging, 804 OPS. He hit his first home run yesterday, little short porch jobby. How you feeling about Big AJ?
I'm okay with Judgy. He hasn't felt in a flow, and the numbers are still fine. So, yeah, man, he gets the porch job yesterday. Obviously, like that for him and me. But, yeah, no, he had a couple of the weird swings early. They were definitely yellow flag swings, like what's that about? Is Judge trying a new approach or something? But no, he's off to a fine start. I think defensively, he's looked fine as well. Yeah, he looks like Aaron Judge.
As far as playing wise goes, we've seen some weird swings where he's definitely gun shy on fastballs and fastball counts, which is really weird. He took 3-0 and then he took 3-1. He also took, I think, 2-0 on the same at bat, and they weren't like so low that we're mad at the ump. Like, how could you? They were there. They were definitely there. And then in the first series, there's a couple that he did that Todd Frazier swing where that
was weird.
He did 2 of those, and I'd never seen him do that. I'm sitting off speed. Oh shit, he's got me with a fastball. I'm going to try and foul it off swing. So performance wise, I no red flags at all.
You're still suspicious the Yanks are doing a little funny business with him.
Yeah, and I got a lot of backlash for this initially yesterday. Like, it was like a Reddit thread calling me a hot take idiot. And I didn't think it was anything crazy. If you count the last 3 spring training games, Judge has sat out 3 games, DH'd 1, and they pulled him yesterday in the 7th inning, and everyone was like, it's 7-0. They always do that. And I went through the game log, and they don't. They've pulled him in 10 runs or more like a couple times in the 9th inning only. And so here's where people are getting confused. I don't think there's like some big injury. He could have the flu. He could just have soreness somewhere. I think it's pretty clear he's battling something. And we said, BBD and I said when he was sitting and Boone was like, oh, he's just under the weather. Like, we both, it's on video. We were like, we don't believe that. And I came and I said, I don't believe that. I'm very interested to see how they use him the first couple weeks of the season because I think he's battling something. And, I mean, Game 3, he DH'd. Game 4, he got pulled earlier than he usually gets pulled in a lesser lead than he usually gets pulled. So, I don't know what it is. I do think that there's probably some soreness, some general soreness, or like the flu, or I think he's battling something.
Yeah, I don't know if battling's the right word. I think we also saw them bench Giancarlo Stanton and said that he won't play 5 games in a row, which was a really weird thing. And I think it's one of the storylines of this season is rest and using guys. And especially now, the Yankees have basically an extra outfielder. They have Gardy and Talkman. So to get those guys reps, It hasn't been the norm. You're very much right on that. But I think it should be. If you're up 7-0 on the Orioles and we can bench Aaron Judge for 3 innings instead of sitting him on a day, so we're on a pregame show saying, why does 29-year-old Aaron Judge have to sit? I'm all for that. So I'm hoping that's the intention. I don't think you can prove either right now.
No,
but I do think it's a wait and see. I don't think
Well, there's nothing like
what you're
to act
saying.
on what I'm saying.
Right, but you do have to understand that's very much a glass half full, and the other side could very much be right too.
Yeah, it's just like it's an opinion that I have, and people took it way for I don't think he's I don't know. People got very mad, and I didn't think there was anything to get mad at. The Yankees lie about injuries literally every single day. I could give you. I did on Reddit because the guy was getting mad at me. He was like, this guy doesn't believe the Yankees at all. I'm like, why would we believe them? Also, the Yankees have to lie. They cannot tell us that guys are battling injuries because then the fans go crazy. We've seen them lie about a Judge injury twice in his 4-year career. Maybe 3 times if I can remember it. And we see him lie about Britton and Didi and
those are
fucking
just
Voit.
the times we know about.
Voit last year was limping, and they wouldn't say
foot stuff.
So
yeah.
I think the status quo is that the Yankees underplay injuries. I don't even think he's injured. I just think they're forcing rest way more than they usually do, and they usually force rest a lot, and this is even more so. So I'm just looking into it. And I went into the season thinking he was banged up. So I think that's where I'm different than a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah.
I think people also took that tweet from you as thinking there's a smoking gun to be found. Judge has an injury.
Yeah, people were
injury.
he's in the dugout smiling, and I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he died.
Yeah, no, I mean that was an interesting point. I did see that. If he was battling something physical, I do think he would be getting treatment. I do think that's a legitimate thing. If you're the flu thing, COVID thing is very much still in play. Everyone's kind of been on that because the Yankees would never say the team got COVID shots or Judge got COVID shots just because it gets political and non-Yankees. How could we ruffle feathers with that? But yeah, I don't know. I do, I think it's the cross you bear a little bit that when you say he's battling something, that people do take that as a fact, which it is an opinion.
Yeah, well, I think I said I think he's battling something or something like that. But I do. I mean, I did before the season even started.
You said he's battling something.
I hope it's small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. And you said you were going to track how they use him the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
And
So, yeah,
I was pretty honest about going into the season.
I'm still in. Let's track him.
They didn't play him the last 3 games of spring training.
If I can take Judgy out of a 7-0 lead in the 7th inning of an Orioles game to get him the start the next day, give me that all year.
Well, it'll be very interesting because they go to Tampa, and I'm expecting him to sit a game down there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They live in fear of a
injuries.
carpet. They live in fear of a carpet.
Yeah. It's crazy.
They do. 20 years in, no idea what to do down there.
And the Rays. I'm in fear of both those things.
Golly.
Yeah, so that's Judge. I still don't think we've seen a Judge at bat yet.
We haven't seen him command
The zone.
If you
and
throw
at-bat.
something outside of the zone, I will spit on it.
Yeah.
If you throw something in the zone, I'm going to hit it very hard.
Yeah.
We've seen
And
the hard
it's
singles.
It's 4 games, so I'm not
Yeah.
saying that with any bit of.
He has hit a bunch of balls pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think almost
But
hard for him to not hit him hard.
Yeah, you're saying it hasn't felt like he's in command of an at bat completely. Not that he hasn't got good swings in.
Yes. He's jumped on a couple first pitch fastballs where he had nice singles up the middle,
Yeah.
which I like that. And yeah. All right. We good on Judge?
I think we're good on Judge.
The next one's another big one. Aaron Hicks.
Hicksy, you're all on this. I'll let you roll, Big Daddy.
Hicks has been awful of late. He took extra time in the cage. Again, only 4 days. He only has 1 hit, and it was a little misplayed slow grounder to second that ended up scoring some runs, but he was pretty upset about it. He's only got 3 walks. The OBP is 222. Obviously, you can't look too hard at all these stats as of now, but his approach is just vastly different than it's ever been in this tiny, small sample size. He's and so I was going to look at some of the analytics, Jake, about it all, and his zone swing percentage is down. So he's taking more pitches in the zone than he usually does. Usually, if he knows the strike zone very well, that's his entire game.
MO.
His zone contact is really down. So when he's swinging at these pitches in the zone, he's whiffing on them more. So he's swinging at pitches in the zone less, whiffing on them more. His whiff rate is like almost double. His average is 25% whiff rate when he swings. He's at 43 so far. And where's the like chase out of the zone? I forget what that is, but yeah, I mean, he just looks off.
Are you worried about him?
No, it's so
Okay.
early.
Yeah.
But it's just so different than the Hicks
What
we're
you're
used
seeing.
to.
Yeah.
It's like, it seems like a mental thing. Like, hey, just trust your zone recognition again.
See that.
Instead of maybe just wanted to get some hits early. I don't know. He's like I said, he's whiffing double, and it's only been 4 games. But I think it's very noticeable. Like, in the at-bats, you're like, that's not Aaron Hicks at-bat.
Yeah, I do think we got the Hicks RBI walk last night. And I don't know. I've seen the Hicks show enough. I think this is unfortunate timing. I think Hicks is going to be fine. I think when Hicks looks bad, it looks bad. And I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if that walk sparks him and he even has a big game tonight. If not, we're talking about him in a week and he's hot.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying I'm not worried about Hicks long-term at all. I mean, eventually if this stays true somewhat, he's got to lose the 3-hole because his one thing is getting on base.
Right.
But I think he'll be fine. I just think it's been interesting. You know what a Hicks at bat is last 3 years, and he hasn't been doing that. The walk on the bases loaded was nice, but
It's prime Hicks.
yeah, he doesn't. He
looks great in the outfield. He's cruising, man.
He does.
He looks
much
a lot
better than last year. Yeah.
So I think that's another reason I'm not too worried. I think he's in better shape than he was last year.
Yeah.
He got locked into the bicep stuff for a little bit. Been there, Hicksy.
Yeah. I'm not worried about anyone offensively long term.
Okay, so get that out there. These aren't worries. It's just
this is what's happening.
What's seen.
It's 4.
What's seen.
Yeah, it's 4 games.
There we go.
Who's next? Stanton?
Guess on the right day, yeah.
Stanton in the 4-hole?
Yeah.
The numbers are bad, but
yeah.
he had the grand slam yesterday. He's got 1 hit.
That looked good. One
hit.
It's a memorable one.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to play like asshole Yankee fan, it was a 2-0 fastball, like right down the middle.
Down the
It was
dick.
like
92.
like a BP fastball. So I'm glad it happened.
Those are the ones you got to hit.
Got to hit those. Let's see a couple more hits, I guess.
The pitch right before that, not to get too recappy because it'll come up in a couple days on that, but that pitch right before, I thought he laid off the pitch he was going to hit for a grand slam, and then he gave it to him again. he gave it more plate.
Still
more
him.
plate. The first one was a little low and in, but it was in the zone. The next one was, it was as center cut as it gets.
Next he's like, oh, I'll throw it more towards your barrel.
Yeah,
dummy.
Still tricking him. Yeah, gee, it's just so funny. I think Giancarlo is one of the most unique baseball players in the league. Like when you really stack up that swing and look at it. It's made him an absolute warrior in the zone for the pitches he commits to. And everything else looks awful. Like if Giancarlo swings and it's a fastball that's outside of the zone, it's a horrible look. Just that swing or whenever he check swings looks so weird. But I think it's just his brand. And, man, coming off the postseason, coming off spring training where he looked really good. Seeing him get the slow start stunk. But, yeah, hopefully this is the spark. You kind of saw that look in his eye in the dugout afterwards, like, no, tablets, you can leave me out today. And I'll be seeing you later in a much different way.
Yeah. And through his 3 games, he's chasing more than his average, and I think that's kind of what it looks like. I don't even know it. You know what? It kind of looks like Stanton at bats. He just hasn't mixed in a hit because when he's out, he always looks ugly, like you're saying.
It's just a weird brand of bit. I mean, he literally rebranded his swing that his feet are inside out, and he just tries. He's so strong. If he gets the barrel of the bat to the baseball, it will launch. It doesn't look like anyone else in the league.
The bigger conversation about Stanton is Boone's quote that he's not going to play him 5 days in a row, which is just absolutely, utterly insane because he's already resting because you won't play him in the outfield, and he's just DHing.
Yeah.
I mean, the more I thought about it, I'm like, what the fuck are you guys saying?
It's 31.
He's 31.
It's less than a month older.
You put him in a lineup or do like a physical inspection. Doctors probably say, yeah, he's the most strong.
You're the
and
healthy one.
You're the healthiest one. And I mean, he's like Billy Butler out there. Like, what are we doing? I think maybe it'll work, but they're so scared of injury and we'll see if this stays later on. But yeah, I mean, dude, you're already resting. Like, Judge DH as his rest day.
Yeah.
Gary will DH as his rest day. He's already resting. How can you not DH every day?
We'll find out tonight with Gary. The rumor is it might be Higgy Day with Cole back and Higgy not having a rest yet. So interested to see that. But yeah, man, it's bizarre. I mean, we've talked about it a few times. There's still part of me that thinks like the Yanks are almost trying to get under Stanton's skin in a way. Like, you know, Stan still said he expects to play outfield this month, but the Yankees are saying that he can't play 5 baseball games in a row, DHing. 4 at-bats. Walk up to the plate, sit for 45 minutes. Walk up to the plate, sit for 45 minutes.
Like, what are we talking about? Maybe like 7 swings?
It's weird, man. And he ran down to first the other day. Like, he looks all right. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to track. Again, knock on wood, and I do get this as the positive spin, is that the Yankees are just entering this year careful, knowing that coming off the 60-year season with the injury barrage the Yankees have had throughout anyways, they're going to be as careful as possible, at least to start, pulling Judge and Glaber late in games. Stanton, I mean, you know, they're handling him like he's a valuable Voss from Eastern Europe, Macedonia. It's gorgeous.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Flowers on the Voss.
And on opening day, 4, 5, 6.
You're counting his swings on the season?
6. Okay. On just an opening day, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
So 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 swings on opening day. And then no running the bases. And then he did that again the next day.
Yeah.
And then he needed a rest. It makes no sense. I get being careful. This is like...
Yeah. You're
this
right.
is wrapping bubble wrap in bubble wrap.
No, like I think if you, me, and BBD got together, rare, and we spend our life in a fart-smelling box, if we got together and we said, you know, what's our plan for Stanton coming into this season? I think we would do like, you know, DH, maybe even Sunday left field, see what it looks like, then give him a rest. DH, left field. Because, again, this is a 31-year-old, like, elite athlete. I understand the injury history, but to do this...
Like they currently
12 swings the next day.
They currently are not asking him to run.
He's already
at
resting.
The DH spot is a rest.
So, yeah, it's whatever. It's just
like the biggest reason to get him days off is because other people need that rest spot sometimes.
Swing count added to StatCast is really good. Just how many swings guys have in a year.
Log.
They probably.
I'm interested in that.
They probably have
swing
that somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure swing rate.
Yeah, I can find that.
Yeah, you could do some math there, but math pod. I don't know. Hit dingers. Force the Yankees' hand at some point that we're excited to see you in right field one day. That'd be pretty cool, huh?
I mean, it's foreign, not even.
Yeah, I know.
And he was like, he's been like a good outfielder his whole career. It's not just that, like, well, he's not good out there anyway, so don't bother. He's been like a Gold Glove finalist a couple times, I think.
Yeah, I would have
At
rather
least the
them come
once.
out and be like, we wanted to get Judgy a day off his feet, and Stanton, it's all right if he has a day of rest now.
And isn't
but we're not going to DH him 5 days in a row. It's just a ridiculous line.
Doesn't that feel like the other thing the nerds are kind of missing? Like, hey, we have right field at Yankee Stadium. Like, it's a small outfield.
Yeah.
And
The guy's played more right field in his career.
on top of he's playing the rest position anyway, they had a literal day off 2 days before, which we haven't mentioned during this segment. But
Right.
so he didn't have to play 5 days in a row.
Yeah.
None of it made sense, and it's really weird. It's so weird. Next up, Gleyber Torres.
Glaber. Another big one.
250 batting average, 333 on base percentage. The slugging's down. The OPS is bad because of the slugging. It's 4 games, blah, 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 blah. Offensively, I don't have any concerns. I think he's had some good at-bats. I think he's had a couple bad ones.
It's just funny. You see, there's still young at bats that just make you laugh. Like after the Giancarlo homer, like Gleyber Torres took 3 of the bigger home run swings I've seen on a field.
Yeah.
Like just like dropping to knees, not hiding it at all. Like I'd love to also do that. I get it. Like it's a 7. Did that make it 7-0 or did that make it 6-0? I forgot.
That made it 6-0, yeah.
So, like, I get it, man. Like, I'd probably be doing the same thing if I saw the Orioles, the team that I've killed against. But, yeah, at the plate, see the body of work from Gleyber. It's the defense. And
He's got a hit in every game and
hey,
2 walks. So
we like
I'm not
that.
worried about the offense.
Yeah.
And I think he looks like himself, whereas even Hicks were saying it looks different.
yeah.
I think Gleyber looks like himself. I'm totally fine. The defense is still a worry.
Nothing to help it so far. The stuff coming in, I guess he looks better than anything he has to go back on, but
He's just not right now. It just doesn't seem like he's ever going to make a special play. And he's still that throw to Bruce was a routine play, and Bruce should have picked it, but Gleyber should also
Better
hit him
throw,
hit him in the chest on that. So I still think we're holding our breath on routine balls to Gleyber, which is not how you want a shortstop to be, and there's a lot of time for him to get out of that, but I don't think he'll ever be able to make the special plays at short.
no. And that's not why he's on the team,
You'd like it, though, if he could. If you had a shortstop.
Right,
that
but
could.
if we're talking special plays, are we talking like Andrelton Simmons? We're talking
No, like Jeter. Like Jeter was.
Well, there's a lot of nerds listening to this that disagree with the whole Jeter statement.
But I think Jeter was made every single routine play and then sprinkled some good plays to his right a lot and didn't go to his left that well. I don't think Gleyber's going to his left or his right well. And he's not guaranteed to make the routine plays. So
I think he's doing all right with the routine stuff. I think anytime he's like that throw from left field, I mean, you see him think, which is the opposite of what you want to see on a baseball field. You see him like think, okay, I'm in the outfield here. I went back 2 steps to my right. I got to load up and throw this one, and that's how you get in trouble on a baseball field. So I don't know. Keep the routine stuff going, and if you can get the routine stuff and hit 40 yackers, I mean, that's why he's out there.
yeah, it's still just on watch. Right.
Oh, yeah, big time. A couple months.
Have you guys noticed just like every pop-up that Gio's gotten, Gleyber has stood very close to
Yeah, he's
him.
trying to do a cute thing.
I think they're doing the Beltray Elvis thing.
Yeah, but get like 3 feet further away
Yeah.
at least for me.
No, it's
Because that can like actually
till
get
it's
in the
not.
way.
It's funny till it's not.
Yeah, I think he's just I think that's what he's doing.
He's
though.
being cute.
Yeah, he's having fun.
Live there.
All right, batting 6. The Yankees have had 3 different players hit 6 so far. Who do you want to go? Who's your 6-hole hitter?
My 6-hole hitter is Gary Sanchez as of right now.
He's done it twice, so he's like the leader.
Leading the team in home runs.
Leading the team in home runs with 2.
Yeah.
2 home runs in 4 games. I think yesterday was his first off game. He had no hits. 3 strikeouts, in the box at least.
Yeah.
But no, I've been happy with him. I mean, it could have been a much worse start from where he's.
Oh yeah. No, to get a couple on the board was big with him. I mean, he's still on watch. It's like what we're saying with a couple of these guys. I mean, Gary's going to be on watch. We're going to know when Gary Sanchez is not on watch. Yeah. Gary Sanchez is going to be looking like the AL starting all-star catcher until he's not on watch.
So far, he's been much better at recognizing off-speed and protecting off-speed than when Gary's going wrong than he is. His average chase percentage is 31 so far in these 4 games. It's 23. And then when he does chase, his contact rate of actually fouling him off or doing something is higher than his average as well in 4 games. And he's also spit on a bunch of pitches where I'm like, oh, that's good recognition.
It looks a little better. We still, it's that high fastball. I mean, I think that's the watch for Gary this year. When Gary's dialed, that pitch goes a long way. When Gary's not, that pitch is right by him. And we saw a little bit of that last night. So, I think Kramer for the O's tonight, he doesn't pump it in there too hard. I don't know. Gary, get a couple more against the O's.
Defensively,
before we go to the Rays, let's get a couple dudes hot.
He struggled with Litke's curveball.
Yeah.
2 in a row. We'll see the next time he catches Litke. If that's good. It's the high spin rate curveball, and it's first time catching him in a game and all blah, blah, blah. And they gave him an error yesterday on that foul ball, which is bullshit.
It's tough.
It's a bad error.
It's a tough play.
Yeah, usually you don't give errors on tough plays. So that sucks.
Slipped on the stairs.
Yeah. I half get it, I half don't.
Yeah. So far, I mean, it's 4 games, so Gary's not off any watch list, but he's been doing well.
Yeah. Give us keep feeding the beast, Gary. Let's not think back to let's not say the phrase the first 2 games of the year when talking about you.
I'd still like a double to right center or even a line drive to right center. We saw that early in spring when he was on, and I'd still like one of those.
Deal.
Let us still feel at least the way we do right now by the time we do this episode next week.
Sure.
Yeah, he might only play 1 more game.
Keep it going.
Oh, full next week? Okay, I see. I thought next episode. 7th hitter, Gary's also done that the most. Then you have Bruce and Frazier. Let's do Jay Bruce.
Brucey, you got a Brucey theory going.
Yeah, I didn't actually end up not paying attention to it too much yesterday. He just walked a lot yesterday. He got 2 walks, right?
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Jay Bruce, a guy that his career has not had a lot of walks, a pretty low on base percentage guy. He is currently leading the team, I believe. Or no, he's 1 behind LeMahieu.
4 walks and
so
4
he's got a
games.
375 on base, 167 batting average, 2 hits, and one of them is that broken bat. Oh, game winner for the Jays. Yeah, I don't know. I was hoping to see a little more from Brucey, I guess, but at the same time, he's giving at bats, and we're so earlier in the year that if he has, I guess that's how Jakey brain works. I've got 2 games coming up against the Orioles. Jay Bruce could have a couple nice ones, and we're like, real good start from Jay Bruce.
Yep, or he could continue to look how he's looked, and you're like getting itching for voice.
Confused, yeah.
He's just a stopgap. You'd like him to do something in his 2 months or month and a half, but I think a week from now or 2 weeks we might be itching.
Jones and for Voit, I could see that.
Yeah. The defense has been not. He had 1 nice play to his left.
Yeah.
That was
He had
good.
that 1 nice pick.
But he doesn't look natural because he's not first
not.
baseman, and that's fine.
It ain't.
And all right, that's Jay Bruce. Gio's got what's he got? 200 batting average.
Gio is 3 for 15, all singles, a 200 batting average. 200, 200, 200 for a 400 OPS.
Yeah, and he had a rough spring, so I guess we're still going to need to see more with the bat. Defensively, I think he's started 4 double plays in 4 games or something like that.
No, I mean, the old statement with Gio before he became a god was, do enough offensively so we can keep you at third base. Don't make us have that conversation ever again. And
he's turned 2 double plays? Why does it seem like so much more than that?
they're impact ones.
Yeah.
Hit some with some pop, man.
1,000% fielding percentage.
Yeah.
Could use some pop. Could use a double. That
pop.
Sometimes he just barrels them.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that yet.
Maybe tonight, pregame
He's
show.
going to be such a...
Kind of feel it.
Like, his offense is such an afterthought for me.
Right. And it shouldn't have to be.
He's been really good last 2 years,
Right.
so I hope it kicks in. I'm not really that worried
No.
yet because he's
No,
going to
no,
be
no.
out there for his glove because it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Gio, keep swinging. Run
Keep-
into some stuff.
Keep swinging.
Doesn't have a walk. Get a walk. How about that?
like a walk.
Just first one for the year. See the pitch as well.
Yeah. Well,
Foul one off.
if Clint continues to hit behind him, I think they're going to rather pitch to Gio
Yeah.
in the short term here if that continues because Clint Frazier's been our best offensive player so far. He's got 417 batting average, 533 on base percentage, 583 slugging. He's got 2 doubles, 5 hits. He scored 2 runs. He's also gotten 3 walks. Seen Clint have a couple at bats where he was swinging real big early, then reeled it back and worked it really nice.
Yeah.
Clint at the plate has been excellent.
He's got a hit in every game. 2 hits
Yeah.
in the first one, 1 in the rest of them with a couple walks trickled in. I think that's the thing that should be exciting is Clint hasn't looked
Amazing yet.
Yeah,
And the
like he's
numbers
just
are
kind
great.
of won a few at bats and keeping it going. Where
He got-
that's kind of been Clint's thing in the past. When we went through the numbers, we saw like Clint's stats in the past were streakier than you'd expect. Clint's hot,
Yeah.
had some really big peaks, and he also had some pretty big valleys to him that leveled out his number. It's still a nice area, but yeah, right now, I mean, he doesn't seem like he's locked in, glitch, something's over the plate, he's going to rip it. At the same time, he's winning at bats. Like you said, it feels more in control. Everything he does feels more adult. I mean, dude, coming up to the plate, playing Usher, yeah?
That's funny.
Like, how cool.
That's funny. I like that.
Clint gets it.
What was I going to say about Clint? He turned a single into a double, which is something we'd said on his PPP that he did when he first got called up a lot. That I was really excited about. Is that he can turn singles into doubles. He hit that little bloop shot. You didn't know if it was going to get caught or not. All of a sudden, he's on second base.
He's out of the box hot. Did the little kid run a little bit. Was whacking himself in the chest.
And then turned it on. Yeah, so So offensively, super happy. Defensively, same as Glaber. He messed up one ball. He lost it in the sun. I still think many left fielders still catch that ball, sun or no sun.
He has been looking a little more casual, which I know you've been looking for.
There's a couple, but there's also the one in right field where he fell down catching a pop-up.
Just catch it, big dad.
But he caught it. So
I did the same thing in Savannah.
it was funny. You did. It was funny, Trevor Plouffe watching him play defense for the first time and
Hot legs.
echoing the same stuff that I've said forever. Like, why is he so jittery? And what did Trevor say? Like, he doesn't instill any confidence in his fielding when you watch him. And I was like, yeah.
Hot legs.
But besides one, he's catching the ball. He fell down while catching that one. It's weird. So it's still same as Glaber for me. Still like very much, yep.
Yeah, I'm still a little less on that.
Yeah, you know what? I'd say a little less.
A little less. I mean, the last night was casual in left field.
He's still
Backtracking to the wall.
defensive replacements are still coming in.
Yeah, and I do think that's still... Okay, Clint Frazier, even if he's good defensively, he's not going to be Gardy or Talkman. And right now we have those 2 guys on the bench.
Exactly.
And when you tie in the early season stuff. So,
In theory, Hicks and Judge are already special defenders, so if they're healthy, you're not taking them out for a defensive sub ever.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
good job.
I don't think that's anything on him. Like, even if he plays to the
Right.
best of his abilities, I think Talkman or Gardner are going to come in for defense.
But Talkman or Gardy can't hit 40 bombs this year. And
No.
he can.
Yes.
Clint, I'm not. I don't clench when it's hit to him anymore. I think, but I don't look away. I'm watching that.
If
play.
it's in front of him, I still get very nervous. If
I'm
it's
nervous. But
behind him, he's been really solid. Like, he didn't even have jittery feet a couple times. So if he has to run back to the wall, he's on that. If he has to run forward, I get very nervous.
you can kind of tell off the bat when.
Yeah,
that
you
happen,
can see.
so.
You can see if he's got it or not. It's very visual in the way he's going about it. All right, that's the lineup. We got some bench players. We'll skip them. We have some voicemails at the end here. You want? What's that?
There just hasn't been enough about any of them.
Yeah.
Gardner's played one full game.
Yeah. Starting pitchers, we talked about a lot of them on the recap episode. We're going to talk about Monty's start of the next recap episode. Is there anything you want to say?
Jim, I think the biggest thing as a whole, which we haven't appreciated because the Yankees hitting has been straight up boring until the Stanton Grand Slam. The Yankees best ERA in the AL.
Oh,
really.
yeah.
They've been pitching really well as a team.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays are a good offensive team that they did it against. And even the Orioles were a top 10 offensive team last year, so different guys for the Orioles, we'll see. But Domingo Germán's been the only pitcher that I have a gripe with.
Okay. Yeah.
And my gripe isn't talent. Like, his stuff looked fine. My gripe is just he was just throwing.
Throw
dumb,
the pitch Gary calls.
and not right in the middle of the zone.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because that's why Monty did so well. Because he peppered the zone.
Yeah.
But Monty also, he didn't do the same thing as Germán because he made him fish for the curve a lot and fish for the changeup.
No walks for Monty yesterday. That was beautiful. Chad dialed. Loizaga potentially on the up and up. Mike King's performance, can't write that off at all.
Again, don't want to step on the series recap for the O's, but Chapman using his splitter forkball day one, I'm pretty big. Like, that was nice. I didn't want him to pocket it. He's like, if you're going to do it, do it. 90 mile per hour darting down.
It's gross, man. You've seen it. It gets a physical reaction out of me. It doesn't kind of make sense. Sometimes it darts in, sometimes it darts out a little bit. He, the way he talks about it is really cool, like preserving his career as a pitcher. Like, he's thinking kind of long term and stuff. And, it kind of gets ignored when you're a great athlete who's a guy came up through the hardest a baseball's ever been thrown, that you even have any baseball smarts to you. And he's kind of showing that. And yeah, man, I mean, that's, if I wanted to write a whiny 60-game baseball tweet or video, no off days between series, Chapman not being able to test out that pitch.
Yeah.
He threw it how many times going in the playoffs? Wasn't it like a single hand?
I think it was
like 5.
I think he threw it once, and he threw it once in the playoffs.
I'd have to check, but I know he busted it out a couple times, and it was like, okay, so he's got this freak thing.
Maybe threw it twice in the regular season, then once in the postseason. It was.
So, yeah, interested to see the development with that, because that could be his righty complete neutralizer.
He threw it 3 times in the regular season, and then that one time, which should have been strike 3.
Think about that.
To Brasso in the postseason. Then he took him deep.
I'll put that in the whiny video, too.
Yeah.
If you guys let us play a full season, Chapman would have had his new pitch ready for you guys.
Mm-hmm. We got 2 voicemails about some guys we have not really discussed. Let's do it. They're brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings supports everything we do. They're the best.
DraftKings?
DraftKings. Draft. Like a draft beer. Like the king of drafts.
Not the animal.
Like drafting your fantasy team.
DraftKings.
It's everyone's favorite tournament of the year. The golfers are in Augusta, Georgia to compete for the coveted jacket. DraftKings, the America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting you in the center of the action by giving you a shot to land in the green. Choose one golfer. If he finishes in the top 10, you bet $1 on him. You win $100. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOMBO when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 if the golfer of your choosing finishes in the top 10 of this weekend's tournament. That's code JOMBOY to turn $1 into $100 for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. They also still are doing Kuipers and John Boy specials if you want to check out that section of the site.
Free money.
Here we go.
Anders here, first time. What's up, boys? Anders here, first time caller, long time listener since early 2017, before the Talkin' Yanks theme song. Great game against Baltimore yesterday. Judge and Stanton hitting home runs. How many times does that happen? Quick question, other than Monty looking phenomenal. Quick question, who goes down when Wilson comes back? I'm thinking it's probably Litke, but not sure. Anyways, thanks. Huge fan of the show, and go Yanks.
Great question, because I think a while ago we might have said King because he has options, but after his performance, I would be, maybe he stays. Would Litke accept an assignment? That's the only question. You'd have to DFA him.
Yeah, I don't think he would.
Yeah. So I don't know. So then it might be King.
Yeah, it's the part that sucks. It's either Nelson or King. And, obviously Yankees Nation gets hyped up about Nick Nelson because what he can be as a high-leverage guy. I don't know. It's definitely something to track. I don't think there's a right answer. I think if Justin Wilson is ready, do we know what day he's eligible to come off?
I'd assume we're pretty close. I just know he'll be back fairly soon.
Because wasn't it like retro dated to the 29th or something, which means he'd be able to come back April 9th? Math pod?
Yeah, he might literally be eligible this time next week.
So
I'm also super interested to see how they use Wilson because he didn't have a spring training.
Right.
So I think he might be a big lead. Like, I don't think they're going to throw him the fire.
Yeah, you definitely want to get him his first. You want to get him a clean inning, probably up 5 or down 5.
How Chapman just got used.
Yes, that's definitely how they use him. I think it's going to be really interesting if when he's ready to come off, I think we'll find out on the field if they burn out Mike King for a day, if they do another 60-pitch day with Mike King. I unfortunately think for him that would be we'll see in about 10 days or so.
Something good to watch. The day before Wilson's eligible to come, is that just a Mike King, your first out, and you have the rest of the game day? Like, burn him for a little? If that's the case, he'll go to the alternate side. King will be back at some point.
And he knows he unfortunately signed up for that. Because to lose Litke this early on doesn't seem to make a ton of sense. And, we'll see when the first doubleheaders and stuff roll around, and King will be in the mix for that. I could see, if King has another long relief 50-plus outing where he mows guys down, there's a world where it could be Nick Nelson.
Oh, yeah, I think those are the two.
Yeah.
If we're thinking Litke won't accept it and they don't want to just DFA him, they've been talking about him so much. They've been trying to get him forever.
Right.
It seems
been on
like
the radar.
You just
since the 2008 draft when Milwaukee took him in the 21st round.
You're not going to lose him.
No. They took Litke?
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's... And Nelson was good in his outing, and King was amazing in his outing, so they'll both be back up.
Yeah. And Litke could be there too. I know it's losing an asset. Let's see him again. Let's see what it looks like. But yeah, you'd think they'd juggle one of the young guys.
I would. Yeah, I'd assume they want to keep Litke around, and if Britton comes back and they need the 40-man spot again because he's on the 60 right now, then you need the 40-man spot. So
Litke.
Liquor.
Where's Davey doing? Just chilling.
Seen
him and Tyro post a couple things.
Oh, here we go. Next voicemail.
What's going on? It's Russell, long-time listener, first-time caller, as a lot of people are.
Two of them.
My question to John Boy and Jake is about Mike Talkman. I saw he was taking some reps at first base, and I was wondering, what are the odds you think he can make the transition over there, at least, play there full time so that we have another option, maybe in case Bruce is cold bat or something. But anyway, yeah, go Yanks.
I actually love it. I think, Jake, that I'm going to say this. I think where these next 2 games against the Orioles, you said, like, Bruce can obviously have 2 good games and we're fine. And, like, yeah, just it's Bruce's job until Voit comes back. If we run into another week of Bruce doing what he's doing and hitting 150 and Talkman has another week of just catching out there, it's not like Bruce's defense is close to average, yet alone above average. What the hell is the harm if Talkman can hit a little bit and bring some speed and steal? What is the harm of testing him out? Maybe like a late inning sub and a blowout just to give him some innings, like the last 3 innings, and see what he does. And then there's a chance that maybe Bruce hits to a level where we're like, you know what, fuck it. What could the harm be? So I don't know. I'm interested in that.
I mean, I love it. I saw the taster reel of Mike Talkman at first base, and that doesn't get your juices going. I don't know what does, but there's something so there's something so poetic and beautiful and also like awful about baseball that Mike Talkman, who if he ran out there for $140 games in the outfield would probably rate as one of the top outfield defenders, is over at first base before the game, shuffling his feet and catching the ball, looking at the coaches like, I think I can do this if this is what you guys really want, but I'm really good at the other stuff.
Hey, man, if that's the way he gets in. What do you need to play a good first base? You need to have good footwork.
Some footwork.
Talkman.
Football player.
Dancer. Linebacker. Dancer. Footwork. Trying a new position. Talkman, most thorough guy on the team. He's putting in the work.
Thorough.
If Bruce isn't hitting a week from now, give him another week. You can give him longer than that, too. But who cares? I'd be interested in at least, like, giving Talkman a start out there. Or the last 3 innings. Like I said.
Let's give him the last 3 innings first.
First, yeah. I think he could play first to the same level as Bruce.
I think you give him the last 3 innings, and this is why. You don't want to go, let's say it's next Baltimore series or whenever it is, and Mike Talkman gets a start at first base, and Monty's in, and he's got this good start to his season, and first thing, there's 2 ground balls by Talkman, and you're going, can't like one. Why'd we do this to Monty?
You give him a Cole start.
Garrett might rip someone's head off.
A lot of strikeouts.
Talkman's over at first.
Also, you know what? Whenever they show Talkman like working out at first, why don't they just get a pitching gun and just aim the ball at the dirt?
In the dirt. You can catch the balls at you.
Yeah, like we know you can catch the balls at you, so it's about footwork and then picks and scooping. Yeah. They never show that. Like, what is it? You got to put 1,000 hours in or whatever. Like, just 50 picks.
Do you think the other infielders would like Talkman in the infield?
Talking too much, you think?
Just like too locked in.
I see him making like plays at first, like a diving play, and just pounding the bat.
Yes. Oh, obviously.
Pumping everyone up.
I'm a little worried it'd be like, all right, 1 down, ball to my right. Cole, you're covering. DJ, back me up.
Yeah.
Ball to my left. Cole, you're still coming this way. If I can get to the bag, I got it.
Yeah.
They're both. Cole and DJ, look at it.
Oh, no, we play here every day.
Matt Blake play first base. It's Garrett. That's Garrett. That was in my story. That was Garrett twisting the knife that he's the pitching coach.
Oh, for sure.
So
I we'll let Bruce have another full week and.
Yeah, he's still getting on base.
Maybe even more than
Couple
that.
porch jobbers tonight.
It sounds like a fun 3 innings of Talkman at first. Just let him dance out there.
I'd rather see the late game. I think they'd rather, and they already did this, but you put T Wade at second and put DJ at first.
Yeah, but this is just to try it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if they're putting Talkman in at the end of the game, they'll take Judge out because he can't play a full game anymore.
Put Judge at first. Make people go insane.
Skip off his shin.
Mess with the fans a little bit.
And I will say, when people were like talking about the Talkman first base, he's like going to try it out during spring training and stuff. It's like, yeah, everybody kind of says that every year about everybody. It's like, yeah, I can give it a shot.
And
But the Yankees let us look at a video during their broadcast yesterday.
Oh,
so
I like that. I like that, BBD.
They let us see it.
They're trying to give us a little cheese to ease us in.
The Yankees have no say in what shows.
What they've got a kibosh if they want
afterwards, but
hey, if we're talking about outfielders that should be taking ground balls at first, should it not be Stanton? Not to go full circle on this.
Dude can't swing 15 dimes in a 3-hour period and not need rest.
I truly think making him play first base is more dangerous to him. I conceptually I agree. That's going to involve a lot more quick twitch, changing direction stuff than the outfield. Outfield, you know where it's going to go off the
Maybe
bat.
we see him DH 5 times in a row before we think about putting him between the white lines.
Can't play 5 games in a row. Excuse me?
Why would you be able to?
Yeah.
It's nuts. Hey, that's the episode today. We thank you guys very much. We'll be back on Wednesday. Well, here, this is so confusing. On the podcast app, if you just listen on the podcast app, we will be back with you Wednesday night for the post-series recap. If you watch us on the YouTube channel, we'll be back with you in 3 hours for the Talkin' Yanks pregame show for this game coming up, and then we will be live. Then we'll be pregame show Wednesday, and then we'll be live for the game on this YouTube channel, taking a shot of whiskey for every strikeout that J-Mo gets, and then doing the post-game recap drunk afterwards. So hopefully he doesn't strike out too many people and it's not too sloppy. But yes, tune in Wednesday night. Watch the J-Mo game with us. We will be taking shots of J-Mo for every strikeout.
Bang.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Go Yankees.
Yeah, tell them, Grams.
Get a little sweep. Let's get
Yankees.
hot after the J-Mo game.
Best ever.
Feathers out.